At the same time, Crystal, some interesting stuff happening with Elon Musk and the plane account. So, guys, let's go ahead and put this up there on the screen. Musk has blamed the Twitter account for an alleged stalker. Police actually see no link. And so, yes, I will caution you, it is co-bylined by the one Taylor Lorenz. However, the information that we're after has nothing to do with Taylor Lorenz and has to do with the Los Angeles Police Department, which said in a statement that its threat management unit was in contact with Musk's representatives and security team, but that no crime report has yet been filed. However, video from the actual gas station where the confrontation occurred between an alleged stalker of both Elon, of his ex-partner Grimes, and Elon Musk, as well as his small child, appears to show that the incident in question happened actually 23 hours after Musk's jet had already landed in Los Angeles and away from the airport itself at a gas station allegedly near Grimes's home. So, Crystal, this kind of casts doubt on the idea that the Elon Jet account itself had anything to do with the attack on Elon's son in the car in the first place, because it happened so far after the fact and away from the airport. There's no indication that the airport actually played any role at all, even according to the police officers themselves. The police officers did caution and say, look, any sort of live information and all of that could have played a role. We don't yet have the full information on that, but we're still wondering exactly why Elon is drawing a connection between these two incidents when, according to the police themselves and according to a lot of the facts of the matter, it doesn't actually look to have had to do anything with it.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line here is the Elon Jet account hadn't posted in nearly 24 hours when this incident occurred. It didn't occur particularly close to an airport. So it's hard to really directly say that the Elon Jet account had anything to do with this, other than potentially just, raising safety concerns for Elon in general. But I just go back to the point, like, I think anyone could relate to being fearful of their children's lives and wanting to do whatever they could to keep them safe and to keep them protected. But the whole problem with having one person or a small group of people in charge of a major platform like this is they start to make decisions based on their emotions and their whims versus any sort of clear and consistent standard. The other thing to point out here, Saagar, it is really relevant that Taylor and the other author who was, had the co-byline here, these were two of the people who were banned temporarily from Twitter. And specifically, Taylor was banned after she asked Elon for comment on this story. Now, Elon said, it had to do with a previous doxing incident from this account. But it sure looks like he was punishing her for writing a story, a totally legitimate journalistic story about him that he happened to not like.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think that there's a way to come away from that conclusion, because it wasn't just Taylor. It was the other reporter on the first lead byline, Drew Harwell, for the Washington Post reporter. And of course, all of this comes on the heels of the poll on Elon saying, should I step down? Some 57% went ahead and voted yes. He has not actually issued any update on the matter since, although he did kind of imply in a reply to Kim.com that perhaps the vote was rigged because of bots that were on the platform. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Elon is going to pull his own version of Stop the Steal on this post, but it does matter and comes on the heels of a major discussion we had yesterday. The financial incentives that are playing behind the scenes, pushing Elon perhaps away from the CEO chair. Let's put this up there on the screen from Senator Warren. Senator Elizabeth Warren there saying ever since Twitter was taken over by Elon Musk, asking on behalf of Tesla shareholders whether there is a conflict of interest and whether Elon is misappropriating Tesla resources, because Tesla itself, of course, is a public company. It has to be accountable to the Tesla board, not just to the whims of Elon Musk. Obviously, she's just trying to grab something which could inhibit Elon at the helm of Twitter. That said, though, it is a legitimate concern that we've been trying to highlight for folks. Let's put this up there. The third largest shareholder actually in Tesla is urging Elon to actually step aside as CEO. He was somebody who has tens of millions of dollars of, or sorry, tens of millions of shares in Tesla worth some $3.57 billion, only trailing Elon and Tesla chairman Larry Ellison in terms of his share in the company, one of the single largest private shareholders. And he said, even though he's not selling his shares, he's actually planning to buy more. He's more saying, I think that he needs to set aside as the Twitter CEO because this is both having a problem on this Tesla stock and, obviously it's going to draw some of his time away from actually running the company itself. He says, quote, an executioner Tim Cook-like is needed, not Elon. Some sort of Tim Cook figure, Bob Iger figure who can come in to a real drama-filled mess and kind of bring order amidst the chaos. But I think that's one of the major storylines in all of this, Krystal. He is literally the third largest shareholder in the entire company. So, of course, he's going to have a say.
Yeah, there's no doubt Elon is under pressure, definitely from Tesla investors, some of whom have been public about the fact that they're not happy with him over there screwing around at Twitter while Tesla stock is just going down and down and down. May also be under pressure from Twitter financially in terms of trying to bring in new money and investors, potential investors, not being impressed with his tenure there as well. That is another possibility. And as you know, Saagar, I have a personal stake in all of this because I personally would like Elon to stop screwing around with Twitter and get Starlink working so that I actually have internet at my house. So that's my personal grievance here. But, some of the questions that Elizabeth Warren is asking are quite legitimate. You'll remember early on, there were reports of how Elon had grabbed some of the top engineers from Tesla and brought them over to Twitter. So one of her questions centers around like, hey, is this harming Tesla that you took apparently some of the top talent over to Twitter? Is that an issue for Tesla? She also asked whether there are conflicts of interest here, whether Tesla is overpaying for ads on the Twitter platform. You'll recall Tesla has now bought a bunch of ads after a lot of other advertisers fled. Is Tesla getting a preferential rate? Are they overpaying? Is this a fair market transaction? And then there's also questions over whether Elon could use the Twitter algorithm to unfairly boost Tesla. So you can see how there are some legitimate conflicts of interest here and also legitimate questions over whether Tesla investors are kind of getting a raw deal here. And as you indicated, some of those investors are already expressing their concerns publicly. Now, the last thing I'll say about this is my assumption with the whole Elon poll of whether he should stay or go was that he basically knew the outcome was likely to be that people would vote for him to go. And that this was an excuse for him to find his way out the door, given that he is under a variety of financial pressures, just based like personally in terms of the stock he's had to sell and also from his investors, et cetera, et cetera. But, it's not entirely clear that he did think that ultimately that would be the outcome. Some of the interactions with Kim.com do raise questions about whether maybe he did expect that he would win this poll, that he could take this as a piece of information and say, look at the media out here complaining about me, but put it to the people and they want me to stay. So at this point, it's a little less clear to me than it was yesterday, given, again, some of his interactions that he's had after the fact with Kim.com and others online.
We'll see. We're all in a holding pattern. We'll update everyone if there's anything there.
Hey guys, ready or not, 2024 is fully upon us now, and Saagar and I have been brainstorming ways that we can really up our game for this critical election.
Yeah, we rely on our premium subs to expand our coverage, to add staff, to upgrade the studio. We just want to give you the best independent coverage of this election, which is possible. So if you can help us out, become a premium subscriber today, breakingpoints.com, or the link is down here in the description video. It really means the world to us, and if you like what we're all about, this is the best possible way to keep us 100% independent, working only for you.